Welcome to our tutorial of Profile YouTube channel. In this particular video, we're going to have a discussion on how you're supposed to solve paper 2 non-calculator 0580 so that whenever you're going to be given question related to this, you'll be able to work them out. In this particular video, we're going through the specimen paper that was given because remember, there are no enough materials for revision. So we're going to go through this specimen paper so that you can be able to see questions that will be simulated in that exam that you're going to do in 2 days time. So let's dive in so that we can be able to get started and see what you're supposed to do in this particular question. So this paper, what you need to remember is that is a paper that has it takes 2 hours, and also something that you need to remember is that you are not going to use a calculator in paper 2. So let's see how are you supposed to work out questions so that you can be able to earn this 100 marks. So let's dive in. The first question was work out 0.01 squared. So meaning you can be told to find square of decimal numbers, squares of the fractions. And in this case, you are supposed to express that as a fraction. And that is going to be 1 over 100. Then squared means you're going to multiply this number. And that's going to be 100 times 100. You get 10,000. And 1 times 1 will give you 1. So if we express this number that we have gotten now, 1 over 10,000, we are going to have our decimal 0.001 like that. Now, for you to express numbers in standard, for you to express numbers as significant figures, you're going to use the first significant figure is the figure that has a non-zero digit. A non-zero digit is, the first non-zero digit here is 5. So we are going to have 5 as the first significant figure. So we can be able to count 4 of them, and then that is going to translate to 57.39, but we have to consider the number after 9 is more than 5, so we can be able to round up and our answer becomes 57.40 as our rounded value of this number to 4 significant figures. We have also a question to do with conversion. We are told that €1 is equals to $1.1. What about how many dollars do we have in 250 euros? Then we shall do cross multiplication here. 10 is going to cancel with the decimal that we have 1.1, and then we shall remain with 25 times 11. So what we have here is the aspect of checking what is the answer. 25 times 11, of course we can be able to arrange that way. 1 times 5 will be 5. 1 times 2 will be 2, then 1 times 5 again. Then we add these two guys here. We are going to get 275 as the final answer. And then this question, we are told that triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle, so meaning base angles are equal. So this and this angle are 61. Then we can be able to understand that here we can be able to find that angle at the top BAC to be 61, because the base angles are the same. So we shall say 61 times 2, or 61 times plus 61, which will be 122. Then 180 minus 122 will give us angle BAC. But now if we work it out, we are going to get 58. The whole of this angle is 58. But in this particular question, we were asked angle DAC. DAC is this particular angle here. So meaning we are going to use 81, and we shall use 61. And that is going to give us now angle that we were expected to find. So we can say 61 plus 81, which is going to give us 142. Then 180 minus 142, because angles in a triangle add up to 180. So basically that's what you're supposed to do at this given point. So if we subtract, we get the angle DAC to be equals to 38 degrees. 38 degrees as shown here. Moving further, we are supposed to convert 0.17 meter square into centimeter square. So the first thing that we need to understand is that 0.17 meter square can be written as 0.17 times 1 meter times 1 meter. 1 meter times 1 meter give us our meter square there. So we shall have 0.17 times 100 centimeters times 100 centimeters, because 1 meter is the equivalent to 100 centimeters. So that if you multiply this, we get centimeter square. But we are having 2 decimal places here, then we can cancel 2 zeros, and then we shall remain with 17 times 100. That becomes 1700 centimeter square as the answer at that particular point. So, well, that's exactly what we are supposed to do. And if you are new to Proflan YouTube channel, consider subscribing so that anytime we're going to have another tutorial, you'll be notified, so that we can be able to grow Proflan YouTube channel together. So we're going to proceed and look at further what are the other questions that were asked here. And I need to remind you that if you have not joined our Patreon page, join our Patreon page so that you can be able to access all the PDF that we usually have in Proflan. Diving so that we can be able to proceed to where we left. So we have worked up to this point. So meaning that we are now moving to this question of density. And in this particular part, we are told that density is mass over volume, but we are supposed to give our answer in grams per centimeter cubic. So the first thing that we need to identify, mass has to be in grams and volume has to be in centimeter cubic. And for that reason, you can see at this point we have our mass in kilograms. So we have to multiply this by 1000 so that we can have our mass in grams. And once we have done that, we can be able now to divide by 600 centimeter cubic. Then we can be able to cancel these zeros and we shall remain with 40 over 6. And remember, 40 divided by 6, we shall get a whole number 6, which is 4 over 6. Then if you simplify 4 and 6, you are going to get 2 over 3 at that given point. So we can give our answer as a mixed fraction or a mixed number like that. Moving further, there was also a question to do with vectors. Remember, you are going to multiply -2 into the two numbers which are inside the bracket, and then you add now the corresponding components. We're going to add 3 minus -24, that's going to be positive, and -2 minus 10, and that's going to give us 27 -12. And that's what we were supposed to write at that point. Next question was a question to do with modulus. So the modulus of V, and we need to understand what was V about. V was actually V here was -12.5. So meaning that for us to find the modulus or the distance from the origin is going to be equals to -12 squared plus 5 squared, and that is going to be 144 plus 25, which is going to translate to 169. Then meaning that we can be able to get the square root of 169. So this question is preparing you psychologically that a question from modulus can be asked. Different questions from vectors can be asked. So that for you to be well prepared, you have to know how to work out. Circumference of a semicircle is given by pi d, a half pi d. Then if we want to find the perimeter, we're going to say the circumference plus the diameter so that we can be able to find the total distance around. So meaning that we're going to have 4.5 pi plus 9 as the circumference. Now, suppose you have a quarter circle. A quarter circle is going to be pi d over 4, then plus twice the radius, all plus the diameter, so that we can be able to find the perimeter of a quarter circle like that. so that if you are given a question like this one, you can be able to do it. So that you can be able to do it, that's why I've just taken you through that particular part. We have sequence, a question to do with sequence. T1 is the first term, which is 17, second term is 12. So for you to find the common difference is the second term minus the first term, and that is going to be -5. So meaning for you to move from the first term to the second term, you subtract 5. From 12 to 7, you subtract 5. From 7 to 2, you subtract 5. So for you to get term number 5 is term number 4 minus 5, and that is going to translate to, that's our common difference, -5. Then for us to get this, we're going to have -3 like that. And the nth term, now we are going to write the formula for nth term, and we shall say now the nth term is, we shall write the formula here, n minus 1 into d. Then we can be able to substitute the common difference, and then we open the brackets, and that is going to translate to 22 minus 5n as the nth term of any sequence. So if you want the 50th term, term number 50, you are going to say 22 minus 5 times 50, so that you can be able to get any term that you want. I'm moving to question number 10. You can be asked question to do with addition, subtraction, multiplication of fractions. And in that case, candidates were given question to do with 2 over 3 plus 3, 1 over 5. And they were supposed to get the answer as a mixed number. First, you can see here, I've decided to add the all numbers, 2 plus 3, that is 5. Then I'll add the fractions, but I'll have to ensure that I'm writing the fractions as the common denominator. So 4 over 6 is equivalent to 2 over 3, and 3 over 6 is equivalent to a half. So you see they have a common denominator. You can have 7 over 6, and that is going to be 1 over 6. Then I can be able to add the whole numbers again. From 5 plus 1 will give us 6. Then this is going to be 6 1 over 6 as our final answer at that given point. You can also be given question to do with indices, and like for instance here we have 64 2 over 3 raised to power 2 over 3. So meaning that 64 raised to a third is like the cube root. It's like a cube root, and then after finding the cube root, we can square that. Cube root of 64, definitely here will be 4. Then 4 squared will be 16 as our final answer. You need also to prepare to answer questions to do with standard form. Numbers in standard form. You need to be ready to work out questions to do with standard form, or you can also be told to express numbers as ordinary numbers from standard form. So be ready to do questions related to that. Moving further, and finally this is 1.42 times 10 raised to power -11, not -1, because actually there's some part of my writing that is not showing at this point here. Yeah, so this is 1.42 times 10 raised to power -11. Take note of that. For you to add numbers in standard form, you have to ensure that the power of 10s are the same. So that's why you can see I wrote 52 times 10 raised to power 6 and 5.2 times 10 raised to power 6, so that I can add those numbers, so that I can be able to say this is 52 plus 5.2 times 10 raised to power 6. And then thereafter, I could be able to express back to standard form, which can be written as what? Which can be written as basically 5.72 times 10 raised to power 7 as the final answer. In that case, find the number of sides of a regular polygon with interior angles 162. So the first thing that you need to understand is that size, or the number of sides of a polygon is equals to 360 divided by the exterior angle. but here we were given the interior angle. So you are supposed to find the exterior angle. How do we find the exterior angle? So suppose we have a polygon like this, and then we have this as our interior angle. Then the exterior angle, remember, interior angle and exterior angle, they form a straight line. So the exterior angle for this polygon with interior angle 162 is going to be this angle outside here, which is going to be 180 minus 162, and that's going to translate to 18 degrees. Then for me to find the number of sides of this particular polygon, I'm going to take 360 divided by the exterior angle, which is going to be 360 divided by basically 18, 360 divided by 18, which is going to translate to 20, is going to translate to 20 sides. So here we're going to have 20 sides. Yeah, so this is it, and that's exactly what you are supposed to do in that particular question. Well, we need to move to question number 14. We are supposed to find possible set of 5 integers such that the range of those integers is the range, mod, median, mean of the 5 positive integers all is equals to 10. All is equals to 10. So if the range is 10, it means that the highest number is maybe 15 and the lowest number is maybe 5. So you can be able to do it like that. And for this case, I decided to, when I thought about it, I'll have numbers like 5, 10, 10, 10, and then 15. So range is the highest number, I think I need to correct this. The numbers are 5, 10, 10, 10, and then 15. So if you want to find the range, it will be the highest number, which is 15 minus 5. And then if you want to find the mod, is 10, 10, 10 appears most, so the mod is 10. If you want to find the mean, it's 5 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 15 divided by 5 numbers, and that's going to give you. So those are the values that we are supposed to have there. If you have a tracing paper or a geometrical set, you can be able to determine this, and you realize that this is a rotation, clockwise rotation, about a 0.4390 degrees. So if you have a tracing paper, you'll be able to do that, and it's 90 clockwise rotation about the 0.43. Yeah, so that is exactly what you are supposed to do at that particular point. Yeah, so 90 clockwise rotation is a rotation about 4390 degrees. Yeah. Question to do with cumulative frequency curves. You can be told to find the median. You can be told to find interquartile range or the percentile. So for you to find the median, just identify the total cumulative frequency divided by 2, and then go and check where that reads. So you can be able to see 200, you shall read at that particular point. 400 divided by 2 will be 200. You go to 200 and then read on the x-axis, and that value is approximately, yeah, so divide by 2, you read this value, which is median, and that is 30. Interquartile range is upper quartile minus the lower quartile, and the lower quartile is 400 times a quarter. You come and check where is 100, you read it somewhere here, and then you read here, and that is going to be around 17. Yeah, and then that is the interquartile range is upper quartile minus the lower quartile. So the lower quartile is 17. We need to find the upper quartile. That's going to be 3/4, all 75% of the data. And then you get this value and then you read it here. You can be able to see, you have to ensure that you accurately read that, and then you subtract the two guys. So if you subtract, you're going to get around 21. But I believe when you'll be doing it, you'll be a bit more accurate than mine. And for you to find the percentile, you take 80% of the data, and then you go and read the same way, and you are going to get your answer is around 39. Yeah, so moving to the next question here, we have said you'll work out that. All right, so moving to the next part, you can be told to draw a histogram. Something that you need to understand is that histogram is the class, the class plotted against the frequency density, but frequency density is frequency divided by the class size. And in this case, this is the frequency density, which is going to be frequency divided by the class size. This now the first one will be 120 divided by 20, which is going to be 6. This is going to be 6. 10 divided by 80 divided by 10 is going to be 8. Class size for from 30 to 40 is 10, so that will be 12.4, and this is going to be 1.9. Then we're going to plot the values so that we can be able to have our histogram. So you have to ensure that you are plotting the values properly. You are plotting those bars properly as per the value of the frequency densities, so that you can be able to earn a mark. So I need to move this a little bit. And 1.9 is going to be 4.5 squares, so 4.5 somewhere here. So this is going to be somewhere here, and then we are done. We are done with that. So I think this jumping a little bit. Need to move it, yeah, like here. Yeah, but it has to move a little bit there. So now we have our histogram, and the most important thing you need to understand is that how to find frequency density, but also they may ask you questions whereby you are supposed to get frequency from a histogram, working backwards to get back to the table. So let's see angles. Angle property of a circle theorem is also another area that you need to work on. So if this angle here, this angle, yeah, so angle subtended by the same chord AB subtend angle 34, and then also angle D is angle subtended by the same chord, that's also 34. Then also we have this angle is being subtended, so we can take 34, 74, then we find this particular angle. So that will be angles in a triangle add up to 180. So we shall say 34 plus 74, that's going to be 108. 180 minus 108 is going to translate to 72. So this angle here is 72 degrees. And it means also that angle ACD is going to be also 72 degrees, because those two angles, 72 degrees, are subtended by chord DA. DA is the one that is subtending these two chords. So if angle B is 72, angle C also is going to be 72. And what else? Let's see what else. Let's check the angles. This one we are asked 34 degrees. Angle C is 72. Already we have gotten that. We can write it here, 72. Yeah. All right. Angle DCB, the whole angle is 72 plus 34. That becomes 106. And then angle ABD is 72 degrees. Moving now to similar triangles or similar shapes, we are supposed to, let me just erase everything here. We are supposed to use this triangle, this shape that we're having here. So I'll move it a little bit down so that we can be able to see what they want us to do. We're using those triangles there, and using similarity, you can be able to find dx, and xd is going to be 2 times 3.3 because AD is 9 and BC is 4.5. So from BC to get AD is times 2. So equally 3.3 times 2 is going to give us 6.6. But also you can use similarity. You say corresponding side, y over 9 is equals to 3.3 over 4.5. Then if you cross multiply, you are going to get y being equals to 6.6. This is going to cancel. We shall have 6.6 as our final answer at that point. Well, we need to move to functions, so you can be able to see how to find composites of functions, how you can be able to find inverse of functions. And this is you need to check in the link in the description so that you can be able to go straight and see how to work out these questions onwards up to the last bit. Just use this link here, use this link that's above here, click on that link so that you can be able to go straight to the last question.